Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to clear the air. On my last video about bootlegs, I made a pretty grave mistake. So I think it's about time that I fix that for all of you. So while that intro was a little dramatic, it is semi-accurate. I did make a pretty big error when I did my last bootleg video. That error that I made last time was, if you get a disc and it is burned, it is not a legitimate disc. And that's not always the case. I was speaking flippantly, and I'm kind of an idiot. In all reality though, some companies do send out burned discs, and there are many good reasons for them. In most cases, they do that because they don't know that they're going to be able to sell the minimum number of titles required to press a disc, which in most situations is around 1,000, especially right now in this really tight supply chain time that we are in right now. So I got down a couple of legitimate titles that are on burned discs. I wanted to be able to share those with you. The first is from VCI Entertainment, and this is an example of a title that they put out that did come on a burned disc. This title is a family like many others, and there is something that I'm going to use with this to point out in just a moment. The next company I wanted to share that does something like that is one that we've talked about a lot on this channel, and that is Gold Ninja Video. Gold Ninja Video does send out their titles on burned discs, but these are incredibly high quality BDRs that will last literally pretty much forever. They are just like legitimate discs, and there's no reason to ever doubt them. And now this last one is an interesting one. I have a title called Dave Made a Maze. You may have heard of that title because Arrow Video put that out in the UK. But I have the title from the US distributor of this title, and that is Gravitas Ventures. And here is where they put it out. And you'll notice, when I open this up, here's the disc. It is a burned disc. It does have that black rather than all silver backing. But one thing I wanted to point out is this at the top here, this Blu-ray disc. This is supposed to be what is used when you do not have a pressed Blu-ray disc, because the Blu-ray is an actual standard. There is a standard for quality that they're required to have to use the Blu-ray logo, because Blu-ray is a trademarked format. Now if you notice, VCI actually uses the Blu-ray logo on the top of their case when they shouldn't be. They should be using something like this that says Blu-ray disc rather than Blu-ray. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. So while that was the main thing that I wanted to clear up from the first video, keep in mind there are some other labels that does put out burned discs, such as SRS Cinema, and many of the indie labels, because like I said, if they don't know they're going to be able to sell that minimum number of pressed discs, they're going to go with the burned discs. It makes sense. It is better than sitting on inventory for literal years like some of these companies have on titles that just do not sell. I also did get a lot of questions after that last video to share all of my bootlegs, share all of the titles that I have. So I believe this is all of the ones I have. If not, it's pretty close. I might have a couple more in another location, but I believe this is all, or the vast majority of them at least. So I'm going to go through these very quickly. So my bootlegs are The Abyss. Come on with an actual Blu-ray so I can throw that out. Apostle, the Netflix film. Another Netflix film, The Babysitter. Another Netflix film that I still haven't watched, Bird Box. One that I foresee coming in the next couple of years from one of these boutique distributors here in the US. Black Christmas, the 2006 version, I think. This is the unrated cut. Still does not have a legit Blu-ray release. Ernest Saves Christmas. This one supposedly is rumored to be coming from Warner Archive in the next couple of years. Freaks from Todd Browning, and that's from 1932. One of my favorites, this movie is ridiculous. Freddy Got Fingered. Another Netflix title, Gerald's Game. I love this movie. Next is another Netflix film, and I haven't seen this one yet, Girls with Balls. Then we've got one of my favorites. This is, I think, one of the best directors in horror right now, Mike Flanagan. That is Hush. One that Lionsgate has the rights to, and I could maybe see this being a Vestron release eventually, but In all reality, with the subject matter that it's associated with, I kind of don't see them releasing it for a little bit. That is the Ilsa collection. Then we have the historically mingled elements behind The Keep. The one I showed off in my previous video, Muppet Babies, the original animated TV show. Murder Party from another one of my favorite directors, also did Green Room. This is an interesting one. I'm not sure if this will get a real release eventually, but I would love it to. Freddy's Nightmares, the TV show. Then, another one that I believe I mentioned in the last one, Panic Room. Come on, where's the Blu-ray release of Panic Room? A classic, in my opinion. I really love this one, and this is Red Eye from Wes Craven. Then another Netflix, Ritual. And to tie it in with The Abyss, we have True Lies, one of the greatest action movies of all time. And that is one stack, but I also got another pretty big bootleg haul recently I wanted to share. A lot of these are really interesting bootlegs for a very specific reason, so I'll share those when they come up. But some of these are just fairly normal. So I'm going to go with the fairly normal ones first. We have Alligator and Alligator 2, The Mutation. Both of those, I believe, are owned by Lionsgate. I could see them being a Vestron release again eventually, but no time soon, it looks like. The next one is Evil Dead, The Book of the Dead Trilogy, and this combines Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and deleted scenes to tell the complete story in one epic tale. The next one is Halloween, The Evil Unmasked Cut, and this combines Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2 into a terrifying new experience incorporating deleted scenes to complete Zombie's unique telling of one of horror's most iconic stories. I love the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, and supposedly this takes away a lot of the Sherry Moon Zombie horse, you know, the hallucination scenes, and a lot of people hated those, so this might be the best way to view those films. Next is Feast, the full course meal. This brings together all three Feast films into one seamless story, including deleted scenes to serve up a smorgasbord of terror, action, and dark humor sure to please your appetite. Next, Arrow put out in Canada, I believe exclusively, The Guyver, but here is The Guyver 2, Dark Hero. And I'm not sure who's got the rights to that one in the US. That one might also be Lionsgate. One that I also foresee coming soon from one of the US boutiques, and I believe this would be a perfect Vestron release because I believe it is still with Lionsgate. That is Teeth. And then we have Halloween, the Mr. Sandman Cut. This seamlessly merges Halloween and Halloween 2, incorporating more than 20 minutes of deleted scenes from both films, creating the perfect uncut version of these legendary horror films. In this cut, there's more character development, showing the true terror that the characters feel trying to escape the unstoppable Michael Myers. Experience Halloween like you never have before, the way it was meant to be seen. Which, that's arguable, obviously. If it was meant to be seen that way, they would have filmed it. Next is Halloween, the Loomis Trilogy. This seamlessly combines the final three films to feature legendary actor Donald Pleasance. This trilogy brings Halloween 4, 5, and 6 together for the first time, telling the ultimate story of Michael Myers' origins, incorporating all known footage from the three films. Next is one that just does not have a Blu-ray release here, and that is Fright Night 2. That is one that desperately needs a Blu release here. Next is one that I believe the music rights are what is holding this up. That is Black Roses. This is a big one. Then we have Friday the 13th, Part 3 and 4, The Final Cut. Does a similar thing to the Halloweens. It seamlessly merges Part 3 and The Final Chapter, incorporating deleted scenes to include more gore per kill. Then, keeping it in the Friday the 13th vein, we have Jason Takes Manhattan, I Love New York Cut. This includes all deleted scenes and an alternate ending. This is the ultimate version of this classic Friday the 13th film, presented in full 1080 HD with remastered sound and picture. Then, Joyride, the Rusty Nail Trilogy. This presents all three Joyride films in one cohesive, terrifying story, including deleted scenes that keep your heart racing and your blood boiling. And then the final one here, Reanimator, the Resurrection Cut. This presents all three Reanimator films back to back to back to tell the complete saga of H.P. Lovecraft's iconic mad scientist, Dr. Herbert West, includes deleted scenes and more. So that's that. That is the bulk of my bootleg collection, or all of them, I'm not sure. Thanks for giving it a watch. I hope that cleared the air from the first one and the mistake that I made. Either way, please subscribe below if you haven't, give the video a like, and share it around. If you have any questions on the bootlegs, post them in the comments below. If you want to know where to get some of these, you can give me a PM and I'll tell you where I got them. That being said, as I always say, from one collector to all of you, have a good night.